A lot of small businesses are struggling, particularly smaller small businesses, with the repayment of their EIDL loan.
As a business owner, I am struggling and hanging on by a thread. I even suffered a debilitating heart attack, which I nearly lost my life.
You're less likely to collect it from someone undergoing hardship.
This is breaking news. A leading senator has asked for more EIDL relief to the 4 million EIDL borrowers across the U.S., which represents close to 15% of all entrepreneurs and businesses across the U.S. This comes on the heels of our petition for EIDL forgiveness and relief. Nearly 2,000 signatures in the past 48 hours and some really heart-wrenching comments here on why businesses, many of them you watching or people you know, need this relief and all the difficult situations they're going through. Uniquely to this program, in this quick video, I'm going to talk about what this senator called for. He's the former chair of the Small Business Committee. I'll play the clip and I'll talk about what this means for you if you're an EIDL borrower, you know an EIDL borrower, or broadly speaking, you are an entrepreneur in the U.S. This pertains to you. As always, thanks so much for subscribing, turning on alerts, so you never miss out on anything funding or business related. Speaking of funding, if you could use extra money for your business, whether it's grants, loans, lines of credit, tons of new options on the Skip dashboard at helloskip.com, including a few grants due soon. You can see all the ones due soon. Our $1,000 March Skip grants are due in a couple days, and you can literally enter in a few seconds. And if you never want to miss out on any grants, you can also download the Skip app in the App Store and Google Play, one of the fastest growing entrepreneur and small business apps in the country. I want to share this clip and hear what you think about this clip from Senator Cardin. Does it give you hope for EIDL forgiveness or EIDL relief? Did he go too far, or could he have gone further? But first, I want to talk about why this matters. You can sign this petition at EIDL.me in a few seconds to support yourself or to support entrepreneurs and businesses that you know or that are in your city or town. Look, this has a major impact on people's lives. Some of these stories are difficult to hear. I'm just going to read a few. You can read the rest at EIDL.me. From Sharon, I have started taking Social Security to help repay the debt, which at this rate, I will be 95 when it's complete. From Mr. J77, as a business owner, I am struggling and hanging on by a thread. I even suffered a debilitating heart attack, which I nearly lost my life. Gilbert, I don't know how to describe my situation other than paying the $100K loan is a long struggle because all payments are going towards interest, so it's an uphill struggle. Joshua, the EIDL loan should be exactly that of the PPP loan and forgivable. We are struggling to stay afloat. Doris, I was forced to shut down my business due to the economy. At the moment, I'm retired on minimum income and cannot afford to pay my loan. Roy said loss of business, forced retirement on only my Social Security benefits with no realistic way to pay it back sooner. When full amounts finally kick back in, it will only get worse. I can't just defer payments forever because it only kicks the can down the road. Chris says it's such a burden to have this debt plus interest. Tass, this COVID pandemic has brought pain and agony to our family and business. There's absolutely no way we can pay back this amount. Elliot says, I have a daughter with autism. She started having seizures 2.5 years ago. That alone has impacted the production of my business. As to I have to be able to stay with her when this happens, rescheduling jobs, etc. I really need some help here. Derek says, I have a small business and it is really hard on your mental outlook when it seems that the payments never move down to any real significant achievement of a timely payoff. And those are just a few of the comments all within the past couple hours. If you want to read more of these stories, go ahead. You will have empathy with, again, the 10 to 15% of small business owners who've taken one of these loans to survive. These are businesses in our communities driving this country and this economy forward. You know, after you sign this petition, you have options to share it, talk to us about your EIDL situation, donate, or get other funding options. Now, just to be clear, because Senator Cardin's going to talk about this in a minute, the people who committed fraud in this program absolutely should be held accountable. It's everyone else. It's the small businesses who really need the help, and Senator Cardin says that right here. Take a listen to this quick clip, and I'll see you on the other side to give my thoughts and what next steps are. Yesterday, the SBA Administrator Isabel Guzman testified both before the House Small Business Committee and the Senate Small Business Committee.
I just want to give the bottom line. The bottom line is look where we are today in our economy. We saved small businesses from going under during COVID. They would not be here today but for these programs. Our economy would not be where it is today. Now, when we passed those programs, we thought that the pandemic would be a much shorter duration than it was. It was much more severe than we had anticipated when the programs were passed. I say that because we had a grant program, basically the Paycheck Protection Program. It was forgivable loans. And then we had the EIDL program. I don't condone any fraud. Fraud needs to be dealt with. We relaxed the rules intentionally because we had to get the money out quickly. That was a decision made by Democrats and Republicans. But it leads me to my first question, and that is a lot of small businesses are struggling, particularly smaller small businesses, with the repayment of their EIDL loan. This is through no fault of their own. They did what they had to stay afloat. And now they're struggling. They haven't committed any fraud. They're just having challenges because of the circumstances surrounding their particular businesses. How are you showing compassion to those small business owners that we want to keep afloat through no real fault of their own, have been overextended and are now having a difficult time paying back these loans?
And I'll share the response from the SBA administrator on what she says about this.
We've made a huge effort in the last few months of really bringing people back into repayment, making sure that the portfolio continues to perform way above expectations of what Congress originally set. And in order to do that, we've allowed for hardship accommodations to bring people back into current status and current repayment. We know that that's the best path forward to collect this money on a long-term basis. If you impose lots of fees and triple the cost of that monthly payment on the loan, you're less likely to collect it from someone undergoing hardship. So we've been able to bring back tremendous tens of thousands of people back into current status as a result.
There's a lot to unpack there, but this is great that he brought this up. Senator Cardin obviously has had a front row seat to how businesses have been impacted since the pandemic started and since these EIDL loans started going out. Of course, he says through no fault of their own, these businesses had to take loans. They didn't have a choice. The PPP was essentially a grant program, which he acknowledged. Can't there be something else the SBA does to help with borrowers? Now, Administrator Guzman gave a pretty good answer there. She talked about the success of the hardship accommodation plan, which I've mentioned. In the past month and a half, over 70,000 borrowers have got in the EIDL hardship plan. But as one of those comments I read remarked, it just kicks the can down the road and delays full payments. Cardin's line of questioning is right on. Can there be something else the SBA does? He doesn't explicitly say getting rid of interest rates, but we know that has been discussed. Let me know what you think about that. The administrator's comments and the senator's questioning and line of thinking. Could he have asked for more there? And I encourage you to go to EIDL.me and sign the petition to support your business, businesses you know, or businesses in your community, and take a look at some of these heartfelt comments here. Will EIDL relief and forgiveness proceed? I'm optimistic something will happen. I'll keep you posted. Don't forget to go check out the free money and grants on the SCIP dashboard, especially those $1,000 grants due in a couple days. You can apply in a few seconds. And most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.